Hey, welcome back to Smash Circuit 2021, where we start week 4, which is the beginning of the second stage, known as Yggdrasil's Clash. And of course, how this week works is it's by placement seeding, I believe, as each conference will play each other in terms of where they are in the divisional standings. And of course, we're doing the weekly recap before the primetime games. That way you know the stipulations beforehand, and that's really cool. But the weekly recap, the standings will be shown off at the end of the last primetime game. But already Incineroar, it's tied, but then I started this, of course, kind of late going into the battle, but surprisingly, Incineroar goes in, actually loses to Samus, which is kind of surprising, because Samus did terrible last stage. But we move on to the next one. Maybe Incineroar might get a better chance against Donkey Kong, because, of course, the Division G and Division H are going up against, well, that's the Eastern Conference, are going up against the Western Conference. And right now, he just gets stepped on. Incineroar literally goes in and gets straight up stepped on. Donkey Kong just knocks him out of the park. But our next fighter from the East is going to be Isabelle. Isabelle will be going up against Dr. Mario first, and it already is going to be kind of rough, as she just gets launched midair straight off the island. It's like Survivor all over again. But maybe she might do better at on the road at Wrecking Crew, at Dr. Mario's. I mean, surprisingly, somehow she gets him to stop, and it's gonna end up that crazy. So we head back to the island for a second chance. But that second chance is washed away as Dr. Mario is able to send to the. I was gonna say send her to the vet, but. There's no hospital for those types of things, but maybe she gets a chance against Ness here. It doesn't look too good, as Ness just walks all over Isabelle. Surprisingly, Isabelle's been pretty decent the last couple of years. She's coming out flat this season. Surprisingly, though, she does pick up a win in Game 2, so we head back to Tortimer Island only for her to still lose it in the end. So I'm not exactly sure what is going on with Isabelle. It's like there's so many different fighters that are struggling that did super well. But Ganondorf, the number 2 seed in the Division G, will get an opportunity against the number 2 seed in the Division A. But already not looking too hot for him right here. But I mean, great combo by him. But unfortunately, somehow the platform actually screws up on him as he uses his B over and can't quite recover from that, giving King K. Rool the win. But maybe he'll get a better shot against Link. It doesn't look good right here, but remember, he's so powerful that this sword is just gonna destroy Link. It's no contest at all. And at the Great Plateau Tower, it's pretty much gonna be the opposite, as he just launches him off. But I mean, back at Gerudo Valley, he's gonna have all the advantages, and it's actually the bomb that blows up after Ganondorf blows it up right in front of him, and Ganondorf was able to recover at least some of those wins back. And now we move on to the biggest matchup of the week. I believe this is the final matchup in this combination, but I mean, King Dedede just drops the hammer on Villager so hard. And then at Town and City, he picks up the Gordo, chucks it back, but the second Gordo comes down on the Villager's head, ending his chances. So, Dedede's still racking up those wins. And now we move on to Division A's, or now on to Division H, excuse me, going up against the West. So we're gonna have the same combination, but there was a weird error in the video recording when I originally did this. This wasn't the original video recording of this. I do remember this score, but Donkey Kong came back and won 4-0, so that's not the actual match. I just needed him to win. Same with this next one, where Samus and Marth went up against. Marth basically got destroyed again. I believe it was a 3-1, but this is not the official match again, so this one is just a visual representation of Marth losing. So surprisingly, 2 of the more underwhelming fighters from the Mushroom Cup coming out strong in week 1 and actually getting ahead early in stage 2 of Yggdrasil's Clash. So now we get to the actual matches and not just physical or versions of them just to show them off. We got Corrin and Dr. Mario, where Dr. Mario just comes in and knocks Corrin right out, and it's surprising too, because Corrin is one of those former champions that, you know, I always talk about, and yet she's here cleaning the screen for Dr. Mario as he just gets dominated. I mean, look at that. He two-stocked her in game 2. And now we have our chance against Ness. Maybe she can pull off another win. It's entirely possible, but somehow the kick gets away and avoids that knockout. But you gotta be very careful with that walk-off blast zone. I don't think she's gonna learn it. Didn't learn. You know, you face Byleth so many times. How do you just forget about those walk-off blast zones? It's crazy sometimes. And here, you're just going to get set up and knocked aside right off the Skyloft. So even Ness is pulling up some of these wins. Division H is just struggling hard. I mean, well, let's see what Robin can do. Robin's definitely done a little bit better, I think. Got to go against King K. Rool, who gets launched off the side. And look at that. Didn't even let him recover. That's insane. Now at Arena Pharaoh. Or Ferox. I should really learn how to pronounce that. This setup is a little bit tougher because there's so many different platforms to go underneath, and K. Rool gets the win in that game. And now we go to the definitive match. Robin is trying to set up this final strike, but somehow the gut armor of King K. Rool just comes right in and ends that hope. And the West is just picking up all these wins, and maybe. The funny thing is, this is a primetime game a week ago, or at least at the end of week 3, I should say, where Link won, but Robin's doing everything that she can to make sure that it can't happen again. She's got him right where he wants to be. An absolute trucking. And of course we have our only. This is actually our only game that we have from for Byleth, as of course she gets one of the primetime games, and she lost to Byleth last week, or the last time they faced. But Ridley, did I say lost to Byleth? I meant lost to Ridley. Wow, looks like my recap skills are coming up just short, like Ridley did. Now we can actually move on to maybe something a little bit more competitive, because the West really stomped all over the East. Now we got the North going up against the South, the seeding placement. And Snake continues his dismal season, his just utter of a train wreck season. I have no idea what's going on with him. I mean, Yuna Rakami comes in from Persona 4, the Mii Swordsman, and just wipes him out 4-2. It's very shocking, actually, on what's going on with Snake. But you know, you can come back out, try to go up against Palutena here. It's actually in a better position here. He actually is gonna get another knockout, another win, and he's just one more win away from going 4-0 undefeated. Very big shock, and somehow I don't know if that was an edge guard. That's so weird. It was just a weird interaction with the side of the platform, and he is actually just going to suddenly lose because of it. Looks like a promising start. Ends up in the hands of Palutena. But things continue as Hero tries to make his comeback after the dismal stage 1 that he had. And Jigglypuff's out there sleeping on the job, and especially with a 2-0 game 1 win. He's looking strong this time. Trying to... I honestly have no idea what happened there. Like, he just kind of jumped, and then he was just unable to do anything. But he's going to make up for it. He's going to make up for that with that fireball. It's very hot. And just like Hero's momentum is. But hey, Hero's second chances against Dark Pit. If he can pick up a win here, he'll be definitely climbing faster. I mean, Zelda and Sephiroth aren't really that in a good position So he could definitely steal the division still. It's still early on, early enough to actually avoid that. And it helps when Dark Pit just decides to throw himself off the ledge and basically give the win straight to Hero. Our next one, we got Simon going up against Zelda. These are the number 2 seeds out of Division E, going up against Division H. Unfortunately, the strike off the side of the platform isn't enough to get Simon enough time to avoid. Just missing with his recovery is just trash, you know. So he does it twice, and he ends up losing and giving Zelda another win. It's going to be kind of hard for Hero to catch up. And now the other one is Dark Samus, who surprisingly made the playoffs. And this is a former match that we had in primetime at the end of Week 3. But it doesn't really look any different. And literally, Dark Samus is pinballing so much that she gets launched the other side of the actual, temple, which is not something common that you see. They both are charging up stuff here, and Zelda just comes in ready to rumble. But as for the number 1 seeds, we have our grand champion of the Mushroom Cup, Sephiroth, coming in against Banjo, but not looking in a good situation. He gets 2-0'd in Game 1. He's got to come out strong in Game 2. Otherwise, things are not going to be looking good for him in that case. But I mean, a 147% still isn't enough, as Banjo just comes in and steals a win away from the champion of Stage 1. Of course, Sephiroth will be in one of our primetime games here at the week. But we go into our next one, whereas Captain Falcon comes in. He only lost his first stock here and now, and he'll be able to come in and just smash Anita Snake's face. Can he do the same at Shadow Moses Island? It's actually going to be very, very unclear. Definitely not, as he just kicks him away. And Snake's dismal season, it's like he just can't recover. It's just like a snowball that just won't stop rolling. But Captain Falcon has another good matchup against Palutena here. And he's just going to go in and another knee. Another knee to the face of Palutena. And that's another 2-0. And he's in another good situation here. The question is, Captain Falcon, the champion 2 years ago, looking to catch back up in the standings in a very, very tough Division D. But Division D's matchups against Division F will just continue as Bowser goes up against Jigglypuff, and these walk-off blast zones in Mushroom Kingdom 64 are a bit different, as Jigglypuff gets sent to next year after that kick. But in Saffron City, he almost just gets spiked because I've never seen that move spike. I didn't know that move could spike, but hey, Bowser picks up the win, so I don't think he's complaining. But as for his second matchup against Dark Pit, Dark Pit's got to come out strong, otherwise that placement is going to be kind of bad, and what a spike right back. Bowser spikes one way, and Dark Pit will spike right back. But at the reset Bomb Force, he's going to actually take this win away, and Bowser bounces off the camera, and Dark Pit actually picks up that win. But now we have number 2 seed Tails, who is actually very high in the standings at the end of Stage 1. Oh boy. That didn't look like he was actually going to be eliminated. And now he doesn't look like he has any momentum at all. But I say that, I realize that Tails has 2 stocks here, so whatever happens won't really matter. And he'll come back out stronger than ever in Pilot Wings. I mean, look at this, 131-11. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise that the Mii Gunner Tails is going to pick up the win. He's been elite ever since he returned to Smash Circuit. But as for Tails, he's got another pretty easy matchup against Dark Samus. I mean, he has 205%, and he gets the knockout with still 2 stocks left. And here, it's basically the same thing again, 31-94%. No problem. The energy shot comes in for the kill and the knockout. I mean, if you're a Tails fan, That's just what you like to see. And in our number 1 seed matchups, I believe Piranha Plant does not have a primetime game. It's very surprising that he hasn't yet. Piranha Plant's just been doing insane. One of the better, like, the fact that Piranha Plant's on the top of the division, of the hardest division in Smash circuit, it's not a surprise. It's a very surprise that Piranha Plant hasn't been in primetime. It's just a surprise. And in the final match, he goes up against the runner-up, Terry. Can he do it again? Can Piranha Plant come out strong? Oh, look at that. It doesn't actually get the knockout through the window, but it will up on the upper side again. And he's going to set it up again with 176, avoids the knockout, and just completely blanks Terry. Piranha Plant, we got to get you into primetime. And with that, our primetime games can begin.